She did it! Hello everyone, welcome back to Open Arms Reactions. My name is Casper Fox, this is Mortius, and today we're back with Legally Blonde, the musical.
We just got finished recording our very first episode of Legally Blonde, which showed up for you lovely YouTube people last week, and we had an absolute blast. For those of you who missed that, first of all, you should go watch it first. But if you really just wanted these songs and didn't end up going and watching that one, the gist of what we are doing is this is my favorite musical of all time, and I am using this wonderful platform that Casper and I have started together to share it with him so that I can provide him insight, he can experience my favorite musical, and so far, he's actually already bringing me some perspective and insight in my favorite musical that I hadn't seen before. So I'm really, really excited for this, and what we are going to get, the first song is going to be What You Want, and the second song, I'm actually not going to say the title of, because I think it'll be a little too indicative of what's about to happen, but the editor will put it on screen. Those are the two songs we're checking out today. Why do you look confused?
No, I'm just, that's ominous.
Oh, it's not like,
okay.
It's not a super ominous one. It's just genuinely like, it just kind of says what's going to happen, but this song is going to kind of show what's going to happen. So like, the fourth song title essentially spoils the events of the third song, kind of. It's just that kind of thing. But we are really, really excited to continue this series with you guys. Thank you all so much for being here and for supporting. One thing I want to say before we hop into it is that this is going to be one of the longest bits of like raw footage of any of the videos that we are going to do, just because the first song we're doing is a really long song with like a lot of instrumental breaks, and also there is a decent amount of dialogue that happens before the first song as well as between the two songs. The reason I'm saying all of that is because this video is probably going to have a few cuts in it. If we are just not really having a lot to say about something, or if we're just kind of like listening along and enjoying, but there's not that much to react to, we are most likely going to cut it down for the flow of the video and copyright reasons. But if you want these videos unedited, they are available over on our Patreon, so consider joining the link in the description or just going to patreon.com/openarmsreactions, where you can get these videos way early. This is being recorded exactly 2 weeks before it comes out. No, 3 weeks before it comes out. 2 weeks before episode 1 comes out. 3 weeks before this video comes out. So patrons get content like this way early, as well as if you really want to see our reactions to any of the in-between bits that get cut, that's a great way to do that as well. I know you shared a lot of your thoughts at the end of the last video, but do you have any before we hop into this one?
I'm excited to see how Elle bounces back here from, yeah. Dude, if it was me, I would like, I'll go to Harvard and outperform him, and then like get him like that's my like, I'm not that petty revenge wise, but you know that be like.
but if you were
either that or burn down his house, I guess. Something like that, you know. All right,
let's hop into this.
Take us in.
Daughter of Delta New, sweetheart, it's been 12 days. Please let us help you through. She's eating Milky Ways. Tell me that's a fun size. I think he should be shot. And let me tell you what, I don't think he's that hot. I do. Well, you're a slut.
Okay.
Honestly,
they're panicking.
It's been a while since because this, even though this is kind of a musical reprise, this is not actually in the cast recording. This is considered one of the sort of in-between pieces. It's kind of just like spoken dialogue, essentially. And so I honestly genuinely forgot about that line, because it's actually been a couple years since I sat down. I have these songs on my playlist all the time, but I think it's been a couple years since I actually like sit down and watch the pro shot all the way through. So I genuinely forgot about this exchange, the whole Milky Way line, and then just like I didn't think he's that hot. I do. Well, you. Her face is so upset about it.
In like these candles, right? Like, cause they were there in the beginning as well. So like, I don't really know what this is. Like in my country, we have something during Christmas called Santa Lucia, and it is on the, I believe it's the 14th of December or some of that, where we celebrate Santa Lucia, and then we all walk, boys and girls walk in school with candles, and they sing like a hymn to Lucia. And it's kind of so like this, like as you say, yeah. So what I might assume it is because like cult, like I don't want. No, that's probably a bad word. But like the cult thing, it's a bad thing comparing it to.
Yes,
to
I get what you're saying.
Christianity,
Yeah.
obviously, but this cult aspect to holding like the
Yes.
candle and stuff like the sorority that you mentioned, right? Yeah, and this harpsichord that's like being used like this very like it's like the very royal sounding instrument, right? It's similar to King George in Hamilton, right?
Yeah.
This harpsichord, right? Is just it's really jarring
Yes.
compared to all the disco and pop elements we've had, and then get this like very royal sound to it all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But I guess it also speaks to how unexpected this was. That it was so unexpected that even the instrumentals got changed up for like an entirely different thing in a sense,
Yes.
right? But yeah, and they're panicking about her eating candy.
Yes.
For health reasons, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know,
that was a fun side.
that whole like maintain your image, like she's eating like candy, yeah, that kind of thing, like the empty calories, yeah.
For sure.
Look who is talking. Oh, 3 words. Spring break. Must we all descend into madness? Yes. Oh.
What? Do not tell me ponchos are back in.
What's wrong with ponchos?
Worse. It's Warner's brother, Peyton Huntington IV, and his bride. Pictures from their wedding. Look.
Muffy Vanderbilt.
Mommy!
Muffin.
But also, the Peyton Vanderbilt the Fourth is the most obnoxious name.
I think I'm starting to understand the harpsichord because, like, did you see how they were squirming as the queen came out and all like the underlings or whatever started going like, oh my god, she's bad, like stuff like that. Right? It's very cool. I think that there's another quick change is coming up. The way she's climbing onto this like robe right here. I think there's something under there.
That's a good thought.
It could also just be that she goes to a next scene and that she already has the outfit prepared. Maybe like that could also be a thing. But yeah, it definitely seems sus the way she's really clamping onto like those two, right?
I see what you mean.
Wait a sec. This is the kind of girl Warner wants. Someone serious. Someone loyally. Someone who wears black when nobody's dead. Girls, I have a completely brilliant plan. What you want, Warner, what you want is me. But you need to see me in a brand new domain. Well, it's plain. Warner in a different setting. You will see you're getting all of this plus a brain. I'll meet you there at Harvard with a book in my hand. Big sturdy book, big wordy book, full of words I'll understand and write. There is where you see it too. What you want is right in front of you. What you want.
Wow.
So
What, dude? Her like the way she can just jump up there with nothing is absolutely insane. But yeah, so she's planning on going to Harvard.
Yep, good job. You nailed that one.
For different, I wanted her to outperform him.
So sorry, guys. That was probably an awkward cut from our editor. My dogs were barking. We had to adjust. But continue your thoughts. Yes, you were wanting her to go for like showing him up reasons, but she's going to try and like impress him, win him back.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope that she discovers along the way that instead of like pushing herself up for someone else, that like because as I said, I get the impression that she's really smart but is suppressed by the standards she's living in, having to like accumulate to certain standards that are in the environment she's put herself in. But by then putting herself in an environment like Harvard, which is with people who have like really incredible ambitions and are more than likely more focused on their own goals rather than how they look to everyone else, essentially, right? I hope she maybe discovers that like she doesn't need Warner to like, if it like really follows like the structure I think it's going to be like that she is successful in showing herself as like this girl boss, and then Warner wants her back and she's like, no, like no, I got my own thing now, right? But yeah, I'm loving this like snapping element. It seems like such a like a thing where like for example, in Black Panther, people would go and do this to each other all the time, like, right? I feel like Legally Blonde fans probably are like this to each other all the time, like snapping at each other.
Yes, that's awesome. I love that connection. But yeah, and then just like the like, what you want is right in front of you, like her like grit that goes there. She's actually a country singer off Broadway, which is fun. So when she has that sort of like vibe to it, she's got this one song. What is it called? I think it's called Giddy On Up. And it's a goofy song, but it's very fun. I recommend it for anyone who hasn't heard it before. But we're gonna take it back just a little.
I'll meet you there at Harvard with a book
book full of words I'll understand and write. There is where you see it too. What you want is right in front of you. What you want, it's clear. What you want, right here. What you want is right in front of you. What you want, it's clear. What you want, right here. Step 1, he's off to Harvard Law, so I get in there too.
Step 2,
make Warner reassess, impress him with my high IQ.
Step 3,
throw a great big wedding,
and invite all Delta New. That's great. Nice plan. Now, can we think this through? Harvard Law School?
I have a 4.0 average.
Yeah, and fashion merchandising. What makes you think you can do this?
Love, I'm doing this for love.
Before we get into that part, even though it's cool, I love that, like, I have a 4.0 average, yes, in fashion merchandising. But here's the thing. That's just her major. So, like, that still means that the gen ed courses she's acing, which continues to kind of show what you were talking about how there's more intellect than you would expect on the surface. But it also does mean that somewhere like this, she would be over her head because fashion merchandising is not going to be the hardest or most, like, academically challenging major. But,
Sure.
like I said, any college major still requires gen ed classes, and no matter what your major is, a 4.0 is not easy to achieve. So, like, it shows that continued dichotomy of, like, yes, she's really smart, but what is she really applying it to? And what, like, life experience does she have with that hiding intellect yet?
Yeah. Okay. Interesting dynamic between... do we have a name for this
No.
girl yet? No. Okay. Said girl
Wait.
seems
yes,
to be...
Lose the gum, Kate.
We do?
You look like the maid. Kate, in the first song.
Kate, gotcha. Kate seems to be the voice of reason between all these all these girls here, because a lot of them are kind of just like in like a worship mind space. Exactly, like they're just like I don't think it has any like negative undertone potential. Like I'm not sure. Like it just seems that they're genuinely excited for her to like be back outside and like they actually genuinely care about her, but without thinking about, because like you don't just go, as Kate says, you don't just go to Harvard Law and you don't just show up, everyone, you know. So nice little voice of reason here. Something I love about this musical is if in Hamilton you had Aaron Burr and whatnot, who was kind of this expositional character that is like the link between us and the show here, but they're doing such a good job at, like, because the freak out from each song or whatever is kind of like a monologue out, right? And you can see it both like when they sing, but also something I learned from Lin Last Name when I was watching his autocomplete when they're on stage, right? So for example, if the two of us are talking together, right, we'd be sitting like this, you know, like just talking, right?
You cheat
and there's
out on stage.
like really like this and like da 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 da, like really talking like this, right? Like really showing your face. It's called something specific. I don't know what it's called.
Out.
But Chi out.
Yep.
Yeah, that. Yeah, that and that's something, for example, you could see it in the breakup song that they do really well, right?
Yes.
So they don't need this expositional character / audience link, right? Because they're so good at like singing to and out to the crowd, right?
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, we saw a bunch of people sitting down in the audience in the beginning, which I assume at some point is going to come back and be like maybe something interactive, like in the crowd potentially. Could also just be like a show thing, but it would make sense because musicals have been known to do like this, like crowd work. Like for example, in Heathers, when there's a teacher who like calls out an affair, and so she's like I'm ending our affair, and then they will point out someone in the crowd to like kind of have the interaction with it, right? Which I think it's really nice when musicals communicate that. But I'm very impressed by how there's no need for an expositional character.
I love
sense,
that.
Right?
I also want to point out something that I realized kind of partway through this, as they were like dancing down the stairs. The only other live show we've seen is Hamilton, and Hamilton is shockingly dance light for a Broadway show. There's like a lot of impressive choreography, but it's very like movement based and not as much like actual like dance choreography, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm really excited because this show has some awesome, oh my God, I'm so excited for one of the Act 2 songs especially, but all of them really, I think you're gonna really, really enjoy. And I'm curious to see like, as you as someone who doesn't really have experience watching or performing dance, I'm curious like what you'll pick up on, like that was cool versus like something that like if you're even going to be able to
mean,
like pick up on what's like a
yeah.
cool choreography, or if you're just like, oh, it's fun.
we saw that like the three girls in the back like asked like the beat marking hit for the first one, they did dunk dunk like in into there, and then they kind of just started doing this like back and forth,
shimmy,
but
yeah.
didn't seem but not really synchronized in a sense, right? It was just more like but yeah, because the most we had in Hamilton was probably just David going crazy. I was like, you're never gonna be president. Now I'm going crazy on stage, you know.
Well, I would say the most is probably during Helpless, since that's like actually a
Touche.
like a wedding dance that they're imitating. But most other scenes, there's not a lot of like actual dance. And even that's more older style dance. Like, we've never really seen contemporary Broadway dance together, so I'm excited for that aspect as well.
And love will see me through. Yes, with the love on my side, I can't lose. And Harvard can't refuse a love so pure and true. Don't lawyers feel love too?
Even if they do, what you want, sweetheart, is no easy thing. If you're going to swing it, it will wreck your senior spring. Yeah, it's true. First, you'll need an LSAT score of more than 174. So no more parties for you. You'll need a killer essay or do not even hope. And glowing letters from your betters. Any chance you know the Pope? No, too bad, 'cause that would be a coup. And you've got a lot of work in front of you. Yes, I know what you want, even so. What you want is right in front of you, What you want, round you go. What you want, no, really go. What you want is right in front of you,
Law school?
Yes, Daddy, law school.
Good God, why? Law school is for boring, ugly, serious people. And you, Button, are none of those things. What you want, Button, hey, you just say the word, but what you want's absurd and costs a whole lot of swag. And hell, why, Button, when you can stay right here, pursue a film career?
How about a nice Birkin bag?
Yes, the East Coast is foreign. There's no film studios. It's cold and dark, no valet parking. All the girls have different noses. Right, Button, it's like the damn frontier. Tell me what's out there that you can get right here.
Guys, love! I'm going there for love. Love I have to win. I can't live without sun or ballet. I can't just walk away, betray what might have been.
Right, okay, I'll pay your way if you get it.
Real quick, I want to highlight something very cool they did here. Because it would be so easy to have the rich parent be like, oh, I know someone at Harvard. Like, I'll pull strings and get you there. I feel like this is the perfect combination of, like, rich kid syndrome of like, oh, like the barrier of payment that normal people would have to do is no issue for us, but it's still not like, okay, I'll make a call and see what I can do. It's, okay, fine, I'll pay your way if you get in. So she still has to earn that LSAT score. She still has to, for all intents and purposes, earn her way into Harvard, but she doesn't have to pay for it.
Yeah. So what is this song called?
What You Want.
Right in front of you? Oh, What You Want. Okay, gotcha. Because this is like a montage.
Yeah.
Essentially, right? Like, which I think is really cool. I started noticing, like, for example, because I can imagine it might be like, as we said, it's very hard to signify or to show time passing when you're doing Broadway. Like, for example, we talked about it in Hamilton with how, like, with the glasses getting a little bit like more old style and stuff like that. I like the fact that both we see like that it switches to this like golf course, so we can see that we are definitely in a different place in a different time, but also that the girls in the background are reading while this is happening, right? Which might signify that while she's doing this, she's actually also studying to like get what she wants in a sense, right? And Kate had this really interesting motif when she so essentially what she did is like newsflash, it's not going to be so interesting here. And if you listen in the background, you have this like this news like jingle, like if you watch the news, you have like this. So really cool that like she was like really info dumping about everything that she needed, and then while this like was playing in the background, really put a nice like underlay to the whole thing. And then with their with the parents here, interestingly enough, they seem more worried again about status rather than ambition, because she wanted to go for something that is very academically like respectable, like it's a very respectable profession to be a lawyer or whatever, right? But they were like, no, I can't pay for that, and like, oh, there's no valet parking, and they all have different, like, it's like really like, ooh, you know.
Oh,
but
the girls
as
have
soon
different
as she
noses.
said,
Christ.
yeah. Like Christ. But as soon as she mentioned that I'm going there to get back my high profile boyfriend, they were like, "Oh, well, I'll pay the way, sweetheart. You got it." You know, like yeah,
Ooh.
great cinematography.
There
if
is
you can call it
definitely
that.
also one other like very small thing before we keep going. I definitely, when we're done with this, I hope you go out of your way to listen to the original, because there is one thing about this pro shot where not all the audio levels are super balanced, because the mom and dad have a really cool like in the background of that section that's barely audible in the pro shot. So you should definitely check out the cast recordings later on.
For sure, and that's actually a reoccurring thing, because in the start of the music we had this like ascending chord progression, which I feel like really resonates well with the ambition she's putting out here lyrically, right? So it fits like music wise if we're going up the scale rather than like, you know, just going like a 4-chord thing, right? Yeah, it's really good.
God,
really nice.
I love doing this with you.
Hey everybody! It's the Spring Fling Beer Bash Extreme!
Jesus. Nope, you're studying.
Not for you! You can either party or get into Harvard Law. Time to study. Go! This year, Steve! Oh my god! You're making me crazy!
What you wanna be out because it's on she warm. What you wanna be stuck inside your dorm. What you wanna be party with us all night long. What you wanna be strong.
Be strong! 134 not good enough. Try again. Go!
What you wanna be grooving, pop and shake the room. What you wanna be proving something and to whom. What you wanna be wondering where your youth is gone. What you wanna hold on.
Hold on.
So she pushed out this
151.
time.
Still not Harvard material.
So 134 to 151, she's getting better, but she needs a 174. So she's still got some way to go.
And it's fantastic way of portraying that time is passing with the fact that she has now written another whatever this is, essay, test thing, whatever, right? Yeah, really nice. Instrumentalization, I don't know who they hired for this rhythm section. This is so insane. Do you hear those like 16 notes on the high note? Like whoever this Gary is really incredible, dude. The bass and like obviously the entire orchestra is doing really well.
Let's just quick for the people in the audience, definitely not me, but for the people in the audience who don't know, what's a Gary?
So Gary is basically because I got super tired of calling the drummer a drummer because I really like breaking down percussion. So I named every single drummer Gary. Gary is a state of mind. Gary is gender neutral. We are all Gary in some way. If you're beatboxing, you're Gary. If you are drumming on your little table, we are all Gary.
I thought
if
that
you have
was
any
some kind
rhythm,
of like
Gary.
term I didn't know. That's just
It is. It is a term. We're all Gary.
But I love the what you wanna be stuck inside the room. What you wanna be
It's a fantastic genre mix of it's like reggae and hip hop. Because for example, if you know like this is a really shitty example, but Biggie Cheese, he has like the like like it's kind of the same flow here where you have these like triplets like like these like really cool, and it plays so well with like both the 16 notes that Gary is playing here in the background here, right? It's so good.
Just wait until because listen to this.
What you wanna be wondering where your youth is gone. What you wanna hold on.
Hold on.
Alright, you ready? Listen to this part here.
Still not Harvard material. Once again. Go!
What you wanna be breathing in the healthy air. What you wanna be chasing him and he don't care. What you wanna ignore the pity in their looks. What you wanna see sorry God hit me. What you wanna be singing like a lonely child. What you wanna be driving on a mountain. What you wanna be feeling with the people alive.
175. 175.
She did it. Oh.
Yep, she got to 175
Beautiful.
there. And then also the love what you want, I'm doing this for love. What you want, the interplay of those is so cool.
So good. It's so, and dude, again, so what I think I'm going to be listening out for this, because this violin that played when they broke up and when the dress was there, it was there again. So maybe that violin is some kind of like big change motif, because it is now changing that she's now getting into Harvard based on that she can actually do like the test here, right? And so far the 3 times it's been like played is by the dress that she was later going to be broken up with when she actually got broken up with, and then now here, right? So great use of like something I really love is that I want to be able to phrase this correctly. So this is not a musical where you need to like really pay attention to, for example, Epic. If you pay attention to the motifs, you're going to have a
Completely
massive
different
like
experience,
an
yeah.
increase. Exactly, right? Here, it's not that important to listen to the music. It feels more like an Easter egg
Yes,
to like, for
you still
example, the
get kind of
violin here, for
rewarded
example,
for it.
right? They're doing this so well, and that's why probably like a show like this can be on MTV because, positively said, it doesn't take a lot to understand what's going on in a sense, right? Like yeah. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I wanted
Keep
to
it
phrase that
positive.
correctly. Exactly. Yeah.
So, gentlemen, Harvard Law grants admission to Adam Cohen and Sundeep Padamadan.
Ooh, outstanding.
And now Ms. L. Woods, who was kind enough to send in a headshot.
She's applying.
Apparently,
Well, she has a 4.0 average.
yes, in fashion merchandising.
She did get a 175 on her LSATs. Yes, and there's also a letter of recommendation from Oprah Winfrey.
What?
Gentlemen, I'm not arguing Miss Woods is unqualified, but look at her. Is that the face of Harvard Law?
Multiculturalism.
Excuse me?
We should admit her. For reasons of...
Multiculturalism!
Exactly.
Gentlemen, please
hot.
get a hold of yourselves. This is Harvard Law School, not Match.com.
That was a
look
thing
at that.
back then?
Oh, what a shame. She didn't bother sending in a personal essay.
How's this for a personal essay? What you want?
Goodness me!
What you want?
Security!
What you want is ready.
Who are you?
I'm what you want. Harvard, I'm the girl for you. And to prove it's true, we all flew here on JetBlue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Call me. Inspires everyone, admires her, and Harvard should too.
Not a personal essay!
An essay so boring and so much does not fit. So we're appearing live right here, making clear you must admit that L. But you join the chosen few. Harvard, what you want is right in front of you.
Oh, that's fire! Watch out!
God. Slay. Oh my god. And they have in the background, dude, marching band. Oh my god.
So, we are most likely just, that's a lot of time without anything specific to react to. Most likely a decent bit of that got cut. But I still want to hear your thoughts on your first take of, like, big stage Broadway choreography. Because, whoo!
Dude, unexpected. This is like marching band cheerleading
Yeah.
like approach to this whole thing. That's crazy. Dude, it's so
Well, I mean,
funny
the Venn
how, like, the Harvard
diagram of,
person
like,
came in.
cheerleader and sorority sister is nearly a circle, but...
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you know what? That's fair. But like really leading the marching band stuff because I was imagining like if this is like they're deciding who gets in and whatnot, right? So I'm imagining they're in their office and they just like she just like splurts in with this marching band in like their office, and I love look at the background. She's like on him and
Yeah.
everything. Like the Harvard, like they're having the time of their life.
They're having a
bro.
great time.
This is hilarious.
Can you
Oh,
imagine?
that's
I
so
would want to be
great.
in this show so much. This is, I
Yeah.
dream of being in this show someday.
Now see here, Ms. Woods. You can't just barge in here with singing and dancing and ethnic movement.
Ethnic.
It's a very flashy presentation, but I still don't see one reason to admit you.
How about love?
Is this from this musical?
You ever been in love?
You've heard this?
'Cause if you have, you'll know.
No.
Oh.
Okay, never mind. It's not this.
Okay.
Accepts defeat. No challenge it can't meet. No place it cannot go. Don't say no to a woman in
Yeah. They're so happy. I love Bosnian. Oh my god.
And that is what you want.
Oh my god, dude, is that the sorority flag? Like in the colors and stuff? What
I
is
think so,
because
yeah.
that looks like the Bosnian flag. I was so confused when you was like, oh, is this a Bosnian fairy tale or something? You know,
No,
like,
no. I think
gotcha,
I think those are just the DG colors.
Oh
or no,
my
sorry.
God. It was because
DN, Delta Nu.
yeah. So the reason I said it was because like, how about love? 525,600
Oh!
minutes. I thought I was like, how about love? I was like, is this from here?
No.
Yeah.
That
I know, but it
is
was not
an
that.
entirely different show, which maybe we'll check out
Gotcha.
eventually if you haven't seen it.
Cool. No, I've only heard the voice play cover.
Fair enough.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's what you want. I know we pretty much talked about all the big pieces sort of as we paused, and that's a really long song. We still have a whole nother song to get through, so we probably won't talk too long. But do you have any big thoughts before we get into, I can now say, Harvard Variations?
Ah, okay. I understand why.
That's why
yeah,
like,
okay.
it wasn't
Well, I'm
foreboding,
happy.
but I didn't want to imply
Yeah, no,
that
it's all
like,
good,
she
it's
was
all
for
good.
sure going to get in.
I'm like just the dynamic between these three Harvard administrators or whatever. They're like where the two are like more like, yeah, let's let her in. Where the first guy's like, no, I'll take it like a man, and then just like have it straight in for the three here, having them like be like so opposed, but then because of what's wrong?
I can't stand you. Keep going.
Did I say something wrong? What happened?
Straight up future song lyric. For those of you who are new to the channel, Casper has a tendency to do this, where he will somehow, I swear to God, he has not seen the track list ahead of time. This is not scripted. This is not anything. The fact that he just dropped word for word a future song title is purely due to the wild, just the way this man's brain works. I promise, if you go and watch any of our other content, you'll see it. This is not scripted. If you know this show, you know why I made that face, but I promise that's just how he is. Ignore me, please continue.
Harvard? No, Harvard. No. Anyways, all of them like being opposed initially, and then being like where this guy is more like hit-on approach, right? As I said, right?
Yes.
Interesting approach to these, but I love that like it's like I'm very happy that everything that can go right for her goes right. Like I really feel like a lot of people will say like, oh, that's very convenient, but it's like, bro, it's a musical, it's not that deep. It's really fun to watch, and it's like of course she like in one song montage she gets the requirements, in one song she gets into it, and now we can like further the story of her and Harvard and stuff like that.
Because that is the story. Like really, honestly, like this is the last song of like the setup, honestly.
Legally Blonde.
There you go. I was wondering when he'd get here. So it's kind of a play. It's kind of a play on words because, like you said, there is that trope of like legally blonde, but this is like she's blonde, but also like legally blonde. Like it's a good way of representing that. So this is going to be a dialogue break, so we are probably going to have some cuts and pauses just like before. But we appreciate you guys being here, and then we'll hop into Harvard Variations before we wrap up this video.
Hello, I'm Emmett Forrest, class of '05. Represent. Welcome to the hallowed halls of Harvard Law. I know firsthand how hard you've all worked to be here today, so let's go around and share a bit about yourselves.
Aaron Schultz. I won a Fulbright and a Rhodes. I write financial software codes, but that's a challenge I've outgrown. How many yachts can one man own? Some say that I'm a pompous creep. Somehow I don't lose that much sleep. Why bother with false modesty? Harvard's the perfect place for me.
Pretty impressive, good to know. Welcome to Harvard. What's up?
Yo!
Sandeep Agrawal Paramadan. But you may call me Your Majesty. In my country, my word was law. But then I'd flee because of stupid coup d'etat. But here I learn, I make new friends, and soon return in bulletproof Mercedes-Benz.
So,
I don't think they make those.
you don't know. With Harvard money, you could make one. You could make it happen. Yeah, Aaron Schultz and Sandeep Agrawal Paramadan.
I will never, dude. I can't even say Lynn's last name. How the am I supposed to remember her name like that? Why can't it be like Torbjørn Andersen, for example? Why is no one in this musical called anything Danish? It always has to be something super exotic. Okay, what was the first guy's name? Frals?
Aaron.
Frals? What was it?
Aaron
Oh, that was-
Schultz. Well, no, you were thinking the last name. It's Aaron. What was the name? Frotz? What was the name? Frotz? It was Aaron. No, Aaron Schultz.
Schultz. Gotcha.
Aaron Schultz.
German.
And then we get.
Impressive, good to know. Welcome to
Enid Hoops! I did the Peace Corps overseas, inoculating refugees in family clinics that I built myself from mud and trees. I fought to clean up their lagoons and save their rare endangered loons and led a protest march against insensitive cartoons.
pretty impressive, good.
But now I'm on the legal track because this country's out of whack and only women have the guts to go and take it back. We'll make the government come clean and get more people voting green and really stick it to the phallocentric war machine.
I love your top. It is so fatigue chic.
So we got Elle entering in as Elle, but yeah. So we've got the pompous rich kid. We've got the sort of like jaded royal, and then we've got the stereotypical, basically the living embodiment of the city of Portland. We've got like that stereotypical kind of like hippie, kind of like very modern kind of rights character there. Led a protest march against insensitive cartoons. Which, by the way, is a I have this whole thing memorized. I was doing it into the camera, but every time I'm trying to sing along with this, protest march against insensitive cartoons is so hard to say. I don't know how she does it perfectly every time. Like, every time I'm singing along to this, I'm like, protest march against insensitive cartoons. And my wife is like, you could never say that. And I'm like, I know. I try so hard.
Yeah, dude, look at the contrast outfit wise as well. But also like if you like all of these three people have such different but like really epic stories in a sense, right? And then she just comes and crashes the party and is like, "Oh, you're Tom," and with like her pink and the little dog and stuff like that. Yeah, I love that.
So, how psyched do you guys? Snaps! First day of Harvard Law!
I should have talked.
Yes, good. I wanted to make sure you saw that.
I'm Elle Woods. And this is Bruiser Woods.
Enid!
Oh my god, we both have names that start with an E.
Oh my god,
I thought you said
we're like
Edith.
practically twins.
Enid.
We were just going around the circle. Tell us something about yourself.
Me? Okay. Well, I'm a Gemini with a double Capricorn moon. And I have a bachelor's degree from UCLA where I was stick-up sweetheart, president of Delta Nu sorority, and founded the charity Shop for a Cause. Oh, and just last week at Fred Siegel, I talked Beyonce out of buying a truly heinous cable knit tube top. Whoever said tangerine is the new pink is seriously disturbed. I'll see you later then.
I want a Fulbright and a Rhodes. I write financial software codes. My father in false honesty.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Have it through!
Harvard's a perfect place for me. Pretty impressive, good to know. Welcome to Harvard.
Elle?
Oh my god, Warner? That is so weird. I totally forgot you go here.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And that is the end of Harvard Variations and of this episode of our reactions. So that was What You Want and Harvard Variations, kind of getting introduced to our side cast of characters here at Harvard. Do you have any thoughts?
Just really quick that like we're like 4 songs in and this like echoed speech like the na 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 like this like overlapping like singing this is a reoccurring element in this musical so far. I assume it's not the last time we're gonna be seeing this. Yeah, no, it's really funny so far. I'm enjoying this way more than I thought I would.
Good. I know. Like I said, it's very simple. Like, it's not the most impressive show in the world, but it's just fun. Like it's genuinely just a good time. Like it is that is the best way I can describe it to anyone, is just like, it is nothing but a good time. No one I have ever shown this to at the end wasn't at least like, that was fun. Even if it wasn't their style, they were like, yeah, it wasn't my favorite, but it was fun. That's what it brings to the table, and I'm so glad that I could introduce it to you. Well, we appreciate you all very much for being here. We're going to do probably a short outro because we have a premiere to get to, which, by the way, make sure that you are watching out for premieres, because it is a great way to engage with us. Honestly, premiere chats are one of the only ways to kind of engage with us outside of the Patreon Discord and the Patreon section itself. So definitely check out premieres. About 50 minutes after we record this, we are premiering the last episode of our Hamilton series, just to give you an idea of how long ago this was recorded and how early you can get it if you do join the Patreon with those names over there. Casper, tell them a little more about it.
So much fun that you should mention that, because yes, there are a bunch of amazing names scrolling over there. That's our Patreon community, people who are helping us make content like this and make Open Arms Reactions a channel that keeps growing, which we are so eternally grateful for. If you want to join an amazing community and get perks like early access, unedited content, you can get exclusive content there, even merch to some tiers. You can go check it out over on patreon.com/openarmsreactions. It is the first link in the description. And in just a tiny bit, if you do not have the means for Patreon, you can still support us by something weird going on down there, Mortius. Do you see that?
Oh my gosh, those are some boxes. That's a video recommended just for you from our channel. And if you click on it and watch it for at least a minute, that click-through rate is one of the ways that YouTube calculates the algorithm, as well as like a million things that support channels and their content. So please consider clicking on one of those, watching for at least a minute. But if you like that minute, consider watching the rest of it as they show up in just a moment. And as always, greet the world with open arms, and we will see you in the next video.